If you want to find out how to find out who in your life is there to help you and push you to greater heights, then don't go anywhere. But in the meantime, welcome back to episode 14 of Motivated by Pain, where you can learn how to bring out the hidden potential in you so you can create the best version of yourself. New episodes come out every Monday in English and every Friday in Romanian. So if you want to receive notifications for all the episodes I release, subscribe and click on the bell next to the subscribe button. And don't forget to watch my other videos too. I'm going to start by telling you a story that will exemplify what I mean. This story is from around 7 years ago, when I met this guy who slowly got under my skin and helped me change my life. It was in the first few months of me coming to Glasgow when I didn't have a stable job and I was staying in a friend's house who was kind enough to let me stay there for nearly 3 months without having to pay a single penny. So if you're watching this, Alasan, thank you very much for letting me stay in your house. Back in those days, I was still getting high all the time. And after nearly 3 months of staying there, this guy told me that he's got some relatives coming over and he needs the space for them to stay. Plus, that I wasn't making any money, and there's only so much patience a person can have, right? He told me that I had a week to find a new place to stay. Very soon, I found one. But because I didn't have a job, I didn't have money for the first month's rent. So I started asking people in the streets if they knew any jobs available anywhere. Funny enough, I ran into a Romanian guy. And I asked him and he said yes. He told me that he knows someone that's got a job as a furniture offloader on a building site. I asked him for the number and he gives me it. Now that I have the number, I call the guy. Now this guy on the phone was like, oh no, it's not me that's got the job, it's this other guy. And I was like, can you give me the number? Yeah, no problem. He gave me the number and I called the main man. I called the guy, I told him my problem and he was like, okay, let's meet tomorrow at 10 a.m. And so the next day came and I went to see the guy. I told him my situation and how I was going to be homeless if I can't get the money for the first month's rent. He listened to me and then he told me that he's got to go home and get the money and we'll meet again in 2 hours. The man left and I stood there in disbelief. I couldn't understand why someone would do such thing for a complete stranger that they met for the very first time. The time passed and surprisingly he came back with the money, plus some extra money for food. He told me that from Monday on I'll be working for him on the building site and not to worry about the £300 until I get back on my feet and I'm able to pay him back. He gave me the money and then he left. And I stood there wondering if there was some type of catch, but there wasn't. The man came into my life at the right time. It felt like a guardian angel, to be honest. The months passed by and I kept working for this man. And the more I worked for him, the more we got to meet up, and soon enough I was down at his place, becoming friends with him and his wife. Now keep in mind that this man knew all along about my drug addiction, but he never pressured me to stop. He allowed me to do my own thing and stop in my own time. Every single time we met, he kept dropping little seeds of wisdom which slowly developed into questions in my mind that made me get to the right answers by myself, which is very important. Because if you keep pressuring someone and tell them they have to do this and they have to do that, they won't listen. But if you allow the person to realize that by themselves, that's when they get the power. That's when they take full credit and it's a lot more powerful. I loved how humble, helpful and caring he was with the ones around him, even though a lot of people just took advantage of his kindness and never gave anything back. I didn't give much back myself either, but to be honest, he never asked for anything. He was just happy to help. Along the years, this man kept dropping seeds after seeds after seeds until I slowly started coming out of my addiction. And once my head was a bit clearer, he started telling me who I could be and where I could be in a few years if I used my head the right way. And so I started doing. Now, me and this guy are friends, but he never stops amazing me with the way he thinks and the actions he takes. He is my definition of a real man. And what makes a man is his values and his principles. If one day I could be at least half the man he is, I'll be happy with that. Now, the point of this story is to show you how having a person who believes in you and wants to help you thrive can change the course of your life. This man believed in me when I didn't. He helped me when I didn't want to help myself. He had the patience to teach me things and then watch me do the work all along. And he never said no to any questions or favors I asked him for. If he was able to do it, he always did. I'm sure that most of you out there have such people in your life, but because you're too stuck in your own ways, you fail to see that they are only trying to help you. So my advice is to open your eyes, see and accept the tough love if it's coming from someone who wants nothing back from you. Yeah, you might feel bad for not being able to give them anything back, but just keep in mind that when this person needs your help, they will ask you for it. Some people just like to give because they know they will get rewarded from life itself. and that's karma. Allow yourself to be helped and ask for help, because there's always people willing to help when times are tough. My life is a perfect example for people dropping in at the right time. And it's not luck, it's your beliefs. If you believe people are kind and good, then that's exactly what you'll attract in your life. It works the same the other way around. If you believe people are mean and negative, then that's exactly the world you're gonna live in. Thanks to all the kind people who showed up in my life at the right time, I now have a lot of kindness to pay back. And I learned that the only way to pay back kindness is by paying it forward. Help someone else who is in need if you have the chance to do it. Because you never know when you might save a life or get someone out of deep shit by simply being there for them. Don't hesitate, don't be scared to help. Be different. That was it for this episode. I just want to close by saying this. Thank you very much, Nick, for investing your time in me, and keep doing what you do. If you found this episode helpful or interesting, give it a thumbs up, share, comment, subscribe, and peace.